If your friends were to describe you, what would they say?
My friends would describe me as a good leader and somebody that can overcome obstacles, somebody that is involved in service. My friends would describe me as somebody who's funny, charismatic, and spiritually and emotionally uplifting.
What would you consider your biggest failure that turned out to be your greatest teacher?
For 14 years, I suffered from drug addiction and alcoholism. I was homeless for 5 years, in and out of jail. Through my drug use, I developed paranoid schizophrenia. I've nearly died multiple times, and I've been able to, with the help of with God and good people in my life, I've been able to come back from that, which I never thought would be possible.
When have you been overcome with compassion, and what happened?
About 6 months ago, I was at home. So a thing about me is the last time I used drugs and alcohol, I broke into somebody's garage to steal things, and I got caught, and I got beaten up pretty bad by the family, and I was booked into jail on robbery charges, and I was able to get sober after that and change my life. What turned out to be what at the time I thought was the worst thing that ever happened to me turned out to be the best thing that's ever happened in my life. About 6 months ago, I ran into the same circumstance. I was leaving the house, and somebody came walking out of my garage, and I thought it was an employee at first for my business. I thought it was a new guy that maybe I hadn't met yet, and he walked away, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And then he walked away, and he got on a bike and started riding off. And I was like, "Oh, this guy is in the garage stealing things." And so I'm like, "Hey, come back here, man." And he got on his bike and rode off, and I kind of followed him down the street, and I kind of jumped out of my truck and made him stop. And at first I was very angry, I didn't have any compassion for this guy, because he's breaking into my garage and stealing stuff. But after I emptied out his backpack and realized he didn't take anything, I was able to sit and talk to him about my story, and I was able to tell him that I understand what he's doing, and I was able to provide him with some resources to get better, because I asked him, my initial reaction was like, "What drugs are you on?" And he's like, "Meth." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, you probably picked the best person in this neighborhood to break into their garage." I was able to give the guy a hug and my phone number and be like, "Man, if you ever need some help, please call me." That was really cool.
If you could share any wisdom with the world today, what would it be?
Don't take things too seriously. Don't take life too seriously. Have fun and laugh, and live every day like it's your last, because we never know when our last day here on earth will be. So make the most out of today, and every day try to be better than you were yesterday.